Now, the top needs of a woman. Need for affection. Need for affection. And we've said it many times. The affection, need for affection is even from sexual needs. Amen. Amen. Can I hear a loud amen? You know, okay, they said they can't tell the difference. Okay, let me say the difference. Let me say the difference. Let me say the difference. The way you are not going to be suspicious of moves is that those moves are made outside. Outside the bedroom. How was your day? How were you? And it's not the one that you are doing with a mind. Amen. When somebody starts getting very interested, only when you are about to, then it's a very suspicious thing. So affection, women like that. You know, you whatever, how are you? You know, you put your arms, you know, like, how are you? You know, the touch, you know. Somebody's not trying to talk so. You know, all this, whatever, as far as the east is from the west. Somebody's there, somebody's here. The body language is so whatever. And then the worst thing, the woman now is pregnant. And you now say, how can this be? Says that she doesn't know a man. I mean, someone was proudly saying that in our church, they didn't even know that we're husband and wife. You know, there's sometimes the whispering of little nothings. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about affection now. You know, just, you know, women like that. They do. Some people are whispering now. Yes, go ahead, whisper. Talk, say something. You know, and it's like, you know, you are not, you know, strangers. You came out from the same house. Amen. So need for affection. Is that okay? Now, don't do here what you don't do at home. Because charity should begin at home. Because we don't want to swing to the other extreme now. Where, you know, I remember there was a case of one pastor like that, you know. She was going to call his wife up, and he went on, and the woman got on the stage. You know, these phlegmatics can really talk. And as soon as they gave her the mic, said, we only hear this on the stage. I'm not saying that was right, but, you know, so I'm trying to say that don't just do a stage thing, a public thing. And the fact that people are not doing that does not mean they don't love each other, because the cultural aspect is there. And then temperamental differences. Some people are quite shy and all of that. So when we talk about affection, it's not just limited to whatever, but, you know, showing you care. Showing you care. How did your day go? How's your day been? You know, a pastor's wife said to me that whenever her husband calls her when she's at work, she knows, she actually asks her up front, so what happened to any member of the church? Because you always call me to say, somebody fell sick, so go and visit her. Somebody did this. Yeah. So he never calls me to ask how I am. Number 2, women have a need for security. Security in that place means protection. Amen. Security also, emotional security. Your wife wants to feel that she's number one. Is that true? Good, good. Ray is saying amen. People, I'm having witnesses in the house. She wants to feel that your job is not your number one. Your work is not your number one. And she wants to know that your secretary is not number one. Because every time you come home, you're always mentioning some strange names. Oh, man. Oh, actually, you know, Eunice, when I even Eunice, when I, yeah, Eunice will know where that is. Yes, Eunice will know. Yes, yes. Please let me call Eunice, you know. When you start hearing some Eunices or some names like that, you just have to ask questions. Amen. Do you know why this happens? Let me say this to us up front. I mentioned earlier on briefly. You see, when God made man, he made man and gave him work to do. There's something about men and their work. Generally speaking, okay, exception to the rule, men actually find a lot of fulfillment in their work. When a man is succeeding on his job, he feels fulfilled. And women should understand that. Women should what? Understand that. You see, God said, my people go into captivity for lack of knowledge. Jesus said, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. There are some things that we are fighting that you have no business fighting. You've got to accept it. When a man is not doing well on his job, in his business, at his work, he doesn't feel fulfilled. That is the truth. And that can open him up to a lot of stuff. But what I'm saying is this, is because of that attachment to their work, that also makes them open. You see, why I'm bringing out these needs, they are not strange, we've mentioned them before. I'm bringing them out to let us know that it is in these things, it's actually these things that also open us up to being vulnerable. You know, because many times, actually, you know, our needs, for instance, I was saying this to a pastor and the wife, they were having this issue, and there's always one, zealous lady there, very zealous and everything, and the pastor's wife was saying one or two things, and the pastor said, we only talk in church, is openly, and the girl said, I'm not suspecting you. So I said to him, he's not suspecting, he's not saying you're doing anything, but she's getting insecure about how every time, but I said to the lady, I said, he doesn't care if he's a cow or a dog or a man. But because the person is interested in the work, connected to the work, that is why he's chatting all the time. But that's also what the enemy can use to come in. Can you see what we're dealing with? I was reading about this, was it Lord Prescott or who was it? That got involved with a secretary who was 20 years his junior. So why do those things happen in the workplace? So for men, they derive a lot from their work. So whenever they see anyone who is interested in what they're doing, so I said to the guy, I said, your wife says she's not suspecting you, but she is not comfortable. And let me say something, sometimes we also have women who don't have boundaries. Women who are not sensitive. Are you following me? Going back to temperament again. Going back to what? Temperament. Some women are very, every time they're there, oh, pastor, oh, that thing you shared, that thing you said, when you were saying this, when you were saying. I knew someone like that. They had to call her. Because the guy was involved. Her husband was teaching in this Bible school. And she wasn't involved in the Bible school because the guy was teaching and then they had students. So some people in church had to start calling her. There is a woman. Not because anything was going on. At the end of every lecture, she will have a question to ask. Not in the class. At the end of the class. That thing you said. Not once, not twice, every time. And guess the test case. When the guy stopped giving her that attention, she stopped the Bible school. She stopped coming. How do emotions develop? Emotional involvement. Constant, whatever. That's the truth. Nobody sets out to say, I want to go and do something bad. She stopped coming. I don't think she came to the Bible school looking for that guy, but something developed where she got interested, not with the guy. The guy didn't feel anything, didn't know anything, but she got used to that. At the end of every Bible school, whatever, I have to come, engage the guy, ask him questions. You know what I'm saying? So when the guy was no longer giving that attention, she withdrew. So your wife, a woman, needs security. Amen. Number 3, women, they love family involvement. Women want for their husbands to be involved with the family. Amen. And a woman likes it when the husband is like, you're there with Junior doing the homework. You know what they're doing. Some men don't know even when their children were born. What's your son's birthday? Ask the mother. even know when they were born. You know, someone is clearly 9, you say he's 7. No? You want to buy a dress for your daughter, you go and buy an oversized dress. So women love it when their husbands, when they're involved with the family. At least you know their birthdays. At least you happen to remember that you have just 2 boys and 1 girl, not the other way around. Oh, I have 1 boy and 2 girls, and it's the other way around. You think your oldest is a girl when he's a boy. Someone say family involvement. You know, women really love it. Women, is that not true? You really love it. It gives you, there's something it does. You know, when my husband goes to pick the girls, you know, from the train station, and, you know, when he's there, you know, doing stuff with them, you know, it just blesses my heart. You know, but sometimes, you know, and because, you know, women just love it. They are not jealous. They are not envious. They just love it. You know, so be involved. Is that okay? Be involved. Don't say, your child is crying. Oh, your baby is crying. When the baby is doing well, that's your baby. When the diapers is clean, everything is clean, as long as it's messed up, oh, your baby has. Amen. Number 4, women have a great need for conversation. Women, is that not true? Men are headliners. They just want to say, yeah. You know, women like to break it down. They like to start the story from the beginning. And they want to be detailed when they're, you know, they just love to talk. Somebody actually said that men have, is it 12,500 words? And women, 25,000. For a day, per day. So the guy was now asking. He said, what if the man at work has, you know, he's exhausted of the 12,005? The quota for the day is exhausted. So I said to him, I said, you've exhausted the 12,005. I said, but if something that has to do with your job came up, you'll find another whatever. I said, so if you see that there's a need, that your wife needs to, don't come home with a tired body and give your wife a tired body. You just sit in the chair, you know, you've worked all day and you just come and say you present your tired body a living whatever, a tired sacrifice. Your body, presenting your body a tired sacrifice. That's not holy. Therefore they say, Jack Robinson, you are snoring and all of that. So stop. Lastly, I know you might, this has always caused an uproar. But I'll still say, financial support. Look at now. Because men believe that their wives are richer than them. That women have this way of keeping money somewhere. You know, that has always been, even from the time of my father and even before my father's father. They've always believed that somewhere she has money that they don't know about. I mean, my father could swear by his holiness or whatever, by his right hand, that my mother had more money. He believed it with all his heart. What we're saying is right. Even if they are clearly earning more, they still believe that this woman, I can't even trust that she doesn't have, she has something somewhere. You know why? Because women, they spend more without complaining. That's the truth. So you feel that for her to be spending this wage, there must be a lot more. There are things that women just do in their stride. They just do it. When a bill lands, the man's face changes. His countenance. You will know when a man doesn't have money, but you can't tell when a woman doesn't have money. That's why you think she has money all the time. Because she's happy all the time. Because she has relationships. She has other things. That is the truth. Because to a man, going back to the issue of work, to a man, finances mean a lot. When a man has no money, it's as if he's no more a man. But women don't attach such to money. That's the truth. That is the truth. So men always feel that this woman has a lot more. But not that she has. Not that she has. Because she's happy with or without money. Amen. For instance, this man has more money than I do. My husband. Anyway. Look at him. He said he hopes. He believes. I'm just one humble, nice lady. It's true. Because I'm like, there's no basis for that. Because number one, men generally, for a position, for the same position, men earn more than a woman. That is the truth generally. Are you following me? But somehow they still believe that you have more. And we're not going to fight that. We have more. Maybe because we give more. Amen.